Hey guys, I want to go over something today with you, and something that I think a lot of people would benefit from, but I see a lot of people who are confused on this topic, and that's dogs' body language. Now, they say it takes, roughly 1,000 hours of a person observing an animal to really understand that animal's behaviors and characteristics, okay? And most people who, get puppies, get dogs, they don't have 1,000 hours to spend, studying dogs and watching their behavior. Now, for as long as I've been doing this, I have way more than 1,000 hours. So when I look at a dog, pretty much within the first 3 seconds, when I meet an owner and I meet their dog and I see the dog, I can instantly pretty much tell what's going on in that dog's mind. And this is one of the things that is probably the hardest to teach people, is reading dogs' body language, because it's really something where it's just something you kind of have to do. And the more you do it and the more you are around dogs, you kind of start picking up on these very small, subtle signs. So what I want to do is go through, I have a bunch of pictures here that I want to go through and kind of just basically point out what I notice first and see if you notice the same things, okay? And this is going to kind of be helpful, I think, for you to start learning about your dog's body language and other dogs' body language as well, okay? Now, I went through online, found the best pictures I could find to do this with. If you guys have pictures, feel free, tweet them out to me, Facebook them, email, and this is going to be kind of like the part one. I want to do this with more pictures, and if you guys have pictures you'd like me to kind of take a look at, or you're curious, hey, what's going on here, send them to me, and I'll include them in the next video. Okay, so let's get started here, right? Take a look at this picture that we're starting with. The little kid there and the puppy, okay? When I look at this, the first thing that immediately pops into my head, puppy's uncomfortable, okay? And the thing that makes that, stick out to me is the dog's facial expression. Ears right there held low, okay? The dog is looking away from the child. Looking away is a sign of, hey, leave me alone, I don't like what's going on. Forehead is tense, all right? The dog's mouth is tense, is shut, it's tight, okay? Back legs, he looks like he's ready to spring up. Look at his front legs are spread out. He looks like he's ready to get up and run away because he doesn't like what's going on. Okay, so this dog here, body language wise, looks very uncomfortable. Okay, and again, I'm going through these pictures just to kind of so you guys can start seeing. I think the more people see this, this is how I learned. The more you see behaviors and the more you see body language, that's the only way you're going to be able to really grasp, grasp body language for dogs, all right? So let's go move on to the next picture here. Another child and a dog. What do you think's going on in this picture? Well, the child looks happy, but the dog looks very uncomfortable, even more uncomfortable than the first dog, okay? Look at the position of his ears. Ears are drooped low, okay? I notice his face. Again, the face is a huge thing. Mouth is shut. It looks like it's tight. All right, his eyes, his forehead is tight. He's looking away. If you look down here in this, area, it looks like he's getting ready again to get up and try to get away. All right. So my first impression of this dog, the body language of this dog, very uncomfortable. And in fact, if this child doesn't stop, she's probably going to get bitten. All right. Remember, dogs that are fearful or don't like something, the way they communicate that to humans, they bite. Okay, this is a kind of an interesting one. No humans in this picture. Take a look. What do you guys think is going on? When I look at it, first thing that pops into my head is both dogs are looking at something. Something has their attention. Okay, both dogs, faces are obviously pointing, over this way somewhere. Both ears, German Shepherd's ears, generally are always up anyways, but they're tense and almost, pointing in the direction they're looking. Okay. Here's the interesting part that I notice. Okay. The dog here on this side appears to be nervous. This dog here appears to just be watching and not as nervous or not fearful. And the thing that kind of points that out to me, two things. Look at the forehead and eyes on this dog. Okay, nice and okay, compared to this one. Okay, the dog on the right here is much more tense. This guy up here is, you know, calmer, relaxed. And the mouth. The open mouth is, you know, a calmness sign, a sign of, you know, I'm relaxed. He's just checking it out. Closed, tense mouth can be, you know, I'm nervous, I'm watching. Okay, so if I were to walk by and see these two dogs, I would be, this dog on the left, I would think appears to be quite friendly, and the dog on the right appears to be fearful. Now again, I don't know what else is going on in these pictures. This is just, I'm just looking at pictures and just giving you guys, if I were to you know, be put in a situation, just simply seeing the dogs, this is just what I observe, okay? And the legs, you know, look at this guy, look how relaxed he is, his paws hanging off. This guy, again, look at the back legs. Back legs look like he's ready to get up, run away. Front legs are spread, like he's getting ready to get up. Okay, let's move on to the next picture. Okay, so I can make this a little bit bigger for you guys. So this is an interesting one. All right, now we have two dogs that are engaging each other. Okay, some observations right away. It looks like both dogs are friendly towards each other, and it looks like the Doberman here is trying to get the other dog to play. All right. Why do I say that? Again, this is where it comes into, you know, it's hard to describe exactly what it is. This is one of the things where the more you see it, the more you just kind of get a sense and understand the language. I guess the best way I could describe it is the position of the dog's head and neck. He's standing up straight. If you ever take your dog to the dog park or watch dogs play, sometimes right before, you know, when one dog's trying to get the other dog to chase him, he'll stand up nice and straight and, you know, almost like taunt the other dog. And the Doberman's friend here looks pretty relaxed. Looks like she's thinking or he's thinking about chasing the Doberman. So both dogs in this picture, observation is, you know, both happy dogs. Looks like they are engaging each other, and the Doberman's trying to get the other one to chase her. Looks like a female to chase her. Okay. Here's an interesting one too. All right. This is not my dog, not my Rottweiler, but it is a Rottweiler, and this is a really interesting picture. Okay, take a look. Now, I think most people would probably assume right away, oh my God, that poor little dog is, you know, going to be attacked, and well, maybe they don't assume that, but I know people who've seen this picture and said that. Not everybody. Here's a great example of you know, kind of two dogs misunderstanding each other. The Rottweiler here on the left, this is total play mode, right? His mouth is open, his paws up, like he's going to bat at the little dog, his body's relaxed. This looks like a dog who wants to play and is trying to engage the little dog to play. All right, the little dog here looks terrified. She or he is trying to make himself seem smaller. He's hunched down. His ears are down. It's really hard to see, but it looks like his forehead is very tense. His mouth is shut. Eyes are tense. He's trying to make himself seem smaller. So this is a great example of what appears to be a very well socialized Rottweiler who wants to play, and a very fearful little dog. And perhaps it's just a puppy. She hasn't been, you know, around many dogs. Again, I don't know. I'm just strictly observing these pictures. But looking at the body language, my first reaction is a very playful Rottweiler and a puppy who is fearful of this big dog. It could be just because it's a bigger dog. It could be she's just a puppy and hasn't been around dogs, period. Don't know all the details. But just looking at body language, if I were to see this, and if you guys see this, very playful Rottweiler on the left, very fearful puppy on the right. All right, let's keep going here. All right. Now we're getting a little bit more complicated. We're adding a third dog to the mix. So take a second and take a look at what's going on. Now, someone throws this picture in front of my face. Very first thing I notice is the big black dog on the right is trying to get the Dalmatian to play. That's the first thing that jumps into my mind. All right, this face of the dog, yes, he has a closed mouth and he looks a little bit tense, but this looks like complete play. Paw is up, his body's relaxed. He's almost looks like he's going in to try to hump the Dalmatian. Remember, humping is a sign of dogs playing. It's how they play. It's a form of play. Unless they're, specifically you're breeding them, humping most of the time is not a sexual behavior. It's just for fun. It's just a playful behavior between dogs. So first thing that jumps out to me of the body language, black dog wants to play. The Dalmatian, this is hard because it looks it's in the middle. The Dalmatian could be going either way. He could either be turning to engage this big black dog and chase him and play, or he could be turning, which this is what it looks like more to me, just based on the facial expression and the body language. It looks like the Dalmatian is turning to say, hey, knock it off. I don't want to play. Okay? And again, this is just observing the picture. It's hard because it's taken, in the moment, but observation and body language, that's what it appears. Black dog's trying to engage the Dalmatian. To me, it looks like the Dalmatian probably doesn't want to play. His tail's kind of held low. Face is tense. Looks like he's turning not to hurt the black dog, but to snap at him and say, hey, knock it off. I don't want to play. And this dog on the left looks a little fearful to me. Not terribly, or maybe that's not the good word. He's cautious, I would say. The thing that stands out to me, again, closed mouth. He's just watching. And the back part of the body and legs. Again, here's a perfect example of one of the things you just have to see thousands and thousands of times. But just the stance of this dog on the far left appears to be cautious of this whole situation here. Okay. Let's see what else I got. What was I doing with this picture? Oh yeah, eyes. Okay, good example between dog's eyes and kind of a closer up. Okay, dog on the left, dog on the right. What would your guys' observations be about this? What do you think these dogs are feeling? My, observation would be dog on the left appears to be nervous about something. Okay, you can look at, again, the way the eyes are held, the forehead, closed mouth. Dog on the right looks like it could be same thing, a little cautious, nervous, but not as much as the dog on the left. Okay, so dog on the left, take a good look, forehead, eyes, mouth. This would be, to me, a very fearful, cautious, nervous dog's face. Dog on the right looks like just a dog who just looked at something, right? I think this is a good example of kind of why I'm trying to do this, because just seeing two dogs' eyes and faces, two pictures, unless you are really observing of them, or even seeing dogs in person, unless you're really observing them, it's hard to notice these minor details. But these are the important things to be looking for. Okay, keep going. All right, here's a fun one. All right, take a look at this. Big, good-looking dog here. He's got his toy. And what do you think he's thinking? Well, my observation of his body language, it appears something is walking towards him. Okay, I'm looking at his eyes. And it appears that he's preparing to guard his toy. Okay, his forehead is getting tense. His ears are up and alert. Look at how tight his mouth is. His eyes, it's very clear he's watching something. His paw, he's got the one paw on top of the toy to hold it down to protect it. Okay, again, his body over here is leaning forward. So if I were to see this, someone threw me into a room with his dog, this is not a dog I would approach to try to take that toy away from. Because his body language is indicating to me that, don't mess with me. I'm not going to share this toy with you. Alright, take a look at this. Now this, to me, happy and as relaxed as you can get. Mouth wide open, tongue hanging out, forehead's relaxed, eyes are relaxed. This is a good example of just a, happy, relaxed dog. Alright. Alright, this one should be fairly obvious, I hope. Very angry dog. A dog that is either, reacting to another dog, another animal, I think the most clear and obvious thing is the teeth, right? I mean, if you can't see the teeth there, you need to get your eyes checked. That's a pretty big obvious sign of, a dog that's not happy with whatever the situation is. It's hard to see because it's cut off, but it appears that from this section of his body, he's leaning forward, trying to lunge at whatever's pissing him off. All right. Just a little Dotson with his toy there, if you can see. So to me, this could go either way. All right. My first initial response is this is a dog who is trying to engage his owner or another dog to throw this toy for him, and that's kind of just by the look in his face, his body language. But then as I look further, I kind of want to take that back, because I notice, as I pay more attention rather than just my first impression, tail straight up. His body actually seems like he's leaning forward here. He's leaning forward over the toy like he's going to protect it, right? Ears are both forward, like he's paying attention to, he is very clearly paying attention to something that's approaching him, and mouth is shut. So this is kind of a good example of, again, just having to, pay attention, and it just takes hours and time of observing dogs. For me, my initial response is very quickly, within the first second of seeing it, I think he wants to have the toy thrown for him. But then as I observe it more, it actually could be the complete opposite of he's actually guarding this toy. And again, it's hard to know without, because we're just looking at stills. If we were looking at video, it would be much easier. But I think it's harder to do it with photos, which is why I want to do it, because it really makes you think a lot more. And since it's not moving, you can actually really observe it a little bit better. All right, here's this poor dog. All right, take a look. This is a very fearful dog, and this is what I hate to see. Any dog that is like this has either been severely under-socialized, has been abused. I mean, this is, I hate to see this. All right, look at this poor thing. He's trying to make himself, look at his legs, his body, he's trying to make himself seem smaller, very innocent, non-threatening. His head is held low. Look at, his mouth is closed. Look at his forehead and those eyes. You can tell a lot. You probably maybe have noticed this as I'm doing this, but by the dog's eyes. You can tell a lot by that. And it's not something that a lot of people look at. His ears are held low. Look at his tail. It's tucked between his back legs. Okay? This is a dog who is, like I said, has either been abused or is very, very fearful, under-socialized. This is what we never want our dog. We never want to put our dogs, in a situation where they can end up like this. Okay. This is an interesting one. I don't think this is a dog who. I think it appears, again, look at the eyes. Okay? Big thing, eyes, closed mouth, looking up at something. She appears to be, I would say, maybe a little fearful. Or nervous about something. Definitely not as much as this dog here, right? But she does appear to be a little bit nervous or fearful. Here's a big black dog with his toy, it looks like. This looks like a dog who wants to play. Tail is up, but it's relaxed. It's not super stiff. His forehead is relaxed. His eyes are relaxed. His mouth is relaxed, even though it's closed. He's in a play bow position. This position, guys, when a dog does that, that means anything after this is just play. So my guess is, since he has a toy, it looks like maybe he's playing keep away with his human, his owner, or another dog, but this looks like a dog who, is having a good time and just playing, right? Alright, we're back to the kids and dogs. This is not a good idea to begin with, yes, some dogs will tolerate things, but, dogs generally do not appreciate being hugged or kissed. They'll tolerate it, but they don't enjoy it, and, allowing young children to do this is not really a good idea. This dog seems to be tolerating it fairly well, though. You know, his mouth is open and relaxed. His forehead and eyes are not tense. So I don't think this is a dog that particularly dislikes this, but I still wouldn't encourage it. So first observation of this dog, yeah, he's tolerating this. I don't think he enjoys it, but he's tolerating it. Okay. Another, you know, for those of you who have big dogs, this is in small children, please do not ever do this, all right? Because this is an accident waiting to happen. This dog, I mean, you can just see for comparison how much bigger this dog is than this child, which is why he's trying to sit on him. And this is an accident waiting to happen, right? Look at this dog. Closed mouth. He's looking away from the child. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes and forehead. He's saying, I don't like this, okay? Ears. It's really hard to see his ears, but you can see the position of his ears. This is a dog who looks like he's about to, you know, turn and, you know, either attempt to bite this kid to get him off his back, but he's not happy, this dog, all right? Dogs are not horses, guys. Don't let your kids ride them. I know it might be a cute picture. It's not worth it when the dog gets pissed and turns, though, and bites your child. And when that happens, you know what? It's your fault. We can't get mad at the dog for being a dog. Dogs are not meant to be ridden. They're not horses. They're you know, it's not. There's just no justifiable you know, response to or answer that you can say to defend why the dog should not bite the child. Dogs are not meant to be ridden, right? Another thing, child hugging the dog, all right? We saw the first one here. This guy here, I said the child hugging and kissing the dog. This dog seems to be tolerating it. Okay, let's go to the last picture here now. This dog is not happy, all right? Closed mouth, look at the forehead, look at the eyes. He's looking away. It looks like he's leaning forward, like he wants to walk away, all right? This is a dog who's saying, I'm not happy, I'm not comfortable in the situation. And if this child doesn't stop, she most likely is going to get bitten. Or if this dog attempts to walk away, which dogs usually do, and she doesn't let him walk away, she continues to hold on, she's probably going to get bitten. Okay? And again, I don't want children to get bitten. This is exactly why I'm doing this, because we need to be able to read our dog's body language to prevent, you know, accidents, like children being bitten, like other people, you know, coming over and doing things to our dogs, and not being able to realize their body language and accidents happening. So many accidents are caused because we don't understand dogs' body language. So I hope this helped, guys. I'll just kind of scroll through these pictures as I'm finishing talking here. Excuse me. I hope this helped. And again, you know, it takes on average 1,000 hours, okay, of a human observing an animal to really be able to understand that animal's body language, all right, and to be able to look at that animal and kind of predict what they're going to do, okay? So obviously, I don't know how many pictures I showed you guys here today, but obviously you're not going to be experts just by these, but try this on your own, you know? Go on Google and just type in pictures of dogs and see what you observe. And what you can do then is send those same pictures to me, and I'll put them in the next video and see if I, you know, say the same thing you do. All right. When you're out at the, you know, for walks at the dog park, observe the other dogs and pay attention to these things. All right. I think one of the biggest things to take away, I guess, when I'm trying to teach people about how to read dogs' body language, and this is a good picture here, forehead, eyes, and mouth. You can tell so much about a dog and kind of what they're feeling by the way their eyes are, the way their forehead is, you know, the way their mouth is. You really can tell a lot by that, okay? So feel free to, you know, watch this video multiple times and see, you know, what you observe about these same pictures. Go on Google, find some new pictures, and do the same thing. And seriously, guys, send them to me. Send me some stuff that you want me to put in another video, and I'll, you know, I'm happy to do these. I love doing these kind of things because I think this is a really important thing that people need to learn is how to read dogs' body language. And by doing this, we're going to be able to prevent a lot of accidents, and it just gives you a better bond with your dog, being able to really know, you know, how he or she is feeling. Okay, so get out there, start observing, you know, observing some more dogs, dog behavior, And yeah, find some more pictures, take some pictures, take videos if you want, and send them to me, guys. All right, I'll be happy to make some more videos about dog body language. I purposely used him because I know he'll tolerate me doing this. But if I were to do this to a stranger's dog, all right, number one, my body language is saying,